Brought to you by Shady Lady Productions on The Rock Station, 97.7.
Welcome back to Grassroots here on The Rock Station, 97.7. Bob Cup, Utah Burgess with you. And this segment is being brought to you by the Rainbow Inn. Lunch, dinner, drinks, and fun. They're all located at 323 2nd Street in Freeport. And all you have to do is stop on by the place where you're going to find a good time. You can sit down and enjoy pretty soon a Pirate game, or the Penguin game, and the Man Can Special, and maybe once a month even see Utah in there jamming up on stage. In fact, that open stage is coming up right around the corner now that we've flipped the calendar.
Yep, Wednesday night we'll be down there tearing it up, so to speak. So come on out and play, sing. You can sit in, jam, use our instruments even if you don't want to bring yours along or whatever, or just enjoy the music. It's a good time.
You've had some nice crowds down there joining you lately.
Yeah, it's been fun so far, and I don't know, we might only do it a couple more months here before we enter into summer. Summer we got other things going on. So
yeah, we're going to be busy. So check that out, Rainbow Inn, and we thank them for their sponsorship of the program. We have some special guests that are joining us, Utah. They're known as the Options, and they're a group of high school students who are doing amazing things, not only with their musicianship, but even surrounding an album that they have put out, a charity that they're benefiting. And we wanted to find out a little bit about them and play some music for you as we venture through the evening here on Grassroots. So it's a big collective welcome to the Options. How is everybody? Good to have you on board here today. Why don't you go down the line here and introduce yourselves?
I am Zach Leah. I am the guitarist, also played drums when I am needed to.
I am Jake Leah, his older brother. I am the drummer and the occasional keyboardist and backup vocalist.
So when you're playing keyboards, is that when you hop on and play the drums? Is that kind of the swap there?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm Matt Bauman, bass guitar.
I'm Shannon Drew.
Shannon, you've got to be the singer, huh?
The singer, yeah.
By the way, Chris Leo, let's say Chris is the band manager. Chris, how are you?
Pretty good, hi.
Okay, so you're a four-piece band with a female lead. I guess you all are high school age. Obviously, the three of you, the guys, go to Hampton. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and Shannon, you go to Olsh, Our Lady of Sacred Heart. Mm-hmm. How did you all come together? Tell us how you met.
It's kind of a funny story. Me and Jake have been in a band for 7 years, including this. But we met up with Matt whenever our old band kind of just fizzled out, and we wanted a bassist. Jake knew this kid who played bass, so we asked him to do a gig with us just for a local Hampton thing, and it kind of turned into he's in the band now. And then a year or two later, we went to
2009, summer of 2009.
We went to the Dwayne Davis Rock Shop, and he paired us up with Shannon, and has just been together since then.
So it was actually Dwayne's idea that, Shannon, you should hop into the group?
Well, I auditioned, but
Okay.
I wasn't really into doing it that much, but one day I came home and I was being a smart aleck to my mom, so she ended up taking me down, and that's when I met the boys.
Okay.
But
She forced you into it?
she forced me into
She
it.
forced you into it. Now, is it something you accept?
Yeah, I love it. I'm really
really
happy that I was being a smart aleck that day. So.
It's amazing how Mother always knows best, huh? Now, I actually have seen Dwayne at the Strand Theater in Zillionople.
Yeah.
Does a yearly show down there of kind of recapping some of the people that have come through. Were you part of that at one time?
Yes, we were. During, once again, the summer of 2009, we actually, he set us up with many different gigs throughout that summer, but we never, had time for, all of us together until the Strand gig at the end of that summer. So, that was kind of our first time with all four, and it's just kind of been that way since.
Cool. So was that actually your first performance as the band itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what a stage to be on. I mean, that's such a neat theater. Yeah. I've seen several performances down there. I mean, not only music, but they do theater things. But it's an awesome place to see a band perform, just because it's so intimate and so close. Now, being that was your first performance, nerves, excitement, what was going through the mind of everybody?
Well, like I said, me and Jake and even Matt, we've played out before.
You've been there.
Yeah, but something like that where it feels like a real concert. People are there to see music.
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely kind of nerve-wracking, but also exciting at the same time before. But once you get out there and you start playing, I don't know, you just fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Now, being that you're high school students, I'm curious, Zach, when did you pick up a guitar, for example?
Christmas, when I was in 3rd grade, I'm a sophomore now, I got a Ibanez guitar, and then in February I started taking lessons. So then, since then, I've been playing guitar. I said I played drums too. I just self-taught on that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jake, how about you?
Well, my dad, for as long as I can remember, he played the drums. There's always a drum set in the house. He was in some garage band, so I grew up with that. And that made me want to do the drums, and it was always sort of the plan from there that I would be the drummer and Zach just sort of took up guitar. And then that's how we've always been jamming together.
Matt, how about you?
In 7th grade, my wonderful parents got me a bass guitar for Christmas. I actually did not know how to play the bass until about 2 years later, but I was able to fake it.
You joined the band in 7th grade.
I like the wonderful parents. It sounds like somebody's pitching for a new bass or something.
That's cool. So it was kind of air bass for a while, huh?
Yeah. Making it look good by holding it, not playing it. Yeah.
We never noticed. So,
Good job.
It's all about the show, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It really is. Ask Gene Simmons about that one.
It's always been low end, man. He plays the tuba in the band. And
So you've got musicianship behind you. I mean, it's not. Shannon, how did you start singing? What led you down the path of being a vocalist?
Well, I guess one night my parents brought to town and I was singing karaoke at a neighbor's party, and they told my parents, they're like, oh, she can sing. And my mom didn't really believe at first, but when I was in 1st grade, I sang my first solo at a Christmas concert. So the years after that, I would do it. But yeah,
Kind of in the blood. Huh?
yeah.
Now, Chris, you were in a band, so you've had kind of music surrounding you in past days, and it just led the kids down that path.
yeah, so right now I'm in a band called the Bad Bad Ants. We're old guys, still hanging on to just playing out. We mainly cover bands and we play around, but not nearly as much as we used to because we're coaching soccer and managing bands and that sort of thing. But we have fun with it, and yeah, I've just always played. I have a little problem collecting drum sets. I think I have about 13 vintage kits.
Wow.
if there's space in the house, he'll fill it.
Yeah.
We love vintage gear. It's old gear, and there's just always. Luckily, I have a great wife that is supportive of all this because there is literally a drum set on every floor of the house, and the house rattles.
I bet it does. That's cool, though. So, I mean, it kind of is filtered down, and you guys have accepted that, saying, wow, this is pretty cool to have music in our lives.
You ever have all of those going at once?
I think we've had 3 going,
Yeah,
but
Band jam, a la the drum. Good stuff. We're talking with the Options, and we're going to find out about the name, and we're going to talk about their new CD that is specifically not necessarily geared to make them millionaires just yet. It's helping out a wonderful cause, and we're going to find out more about that. And, why don't we play a couple of tunes here? We're going to play back-to-back the Options, a song called Untitled Blues, and the other one's called Breakthrough. Can you describe each of these songs for us?
Untitled Blues that's one that I wrote. It's like the first good song I think that I've ever managed to complete. And it's basically, just the generic 12-bar blues sort of thing, and I couldn't get a good title for it, and that's why it doesn't have one. I wrote it when I was in 9th grade, so, not the greatest lyrics, but I've always been proud of it.
Yeah, cool.
Breakthrough.
Untitled Blues. I mean, I think that's fitting for a blues song, isn't it, Utah?
Isn't that some of the songs we get from the Butler Boys? They don't have names to them, do they?
Yeah,
Here's a song. What's it called? Yeah,
I don't know. We just jammed it,
Breakthrough is one of the simplest songs anyone ever has created. like simplest lyrics, simplest chord progression, but it was also one of the first ones I've ever wrote. I wrote it back in 8th grade, so 5 years ago, and I liked it enough to kind of keep pushing for it to be on the album, I guess.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Matt wrote Breakthrough that you're going to hear second, and first up is Untitled Blues that was written by Jake Leah, and it's the Options from their new CD called All Right, and we'll hear from them and come back with more on the Rock Station 97.7. It's the Grassroots.
the time. 'Cause if you talk to me too much, then I might just change my mind. Change my ways, but I knew that it wouldn't last longer than 4 days. I try to pay attention, I try to call your name, but every day gets worse, 'cause every day is the same. Courage is lost, our eyes raining out to each other, we scream and shout. Please, please, let's break through now. Please, please, I'm counting the days till we break through now.
dinner, drinks, and fun. The Rainbow Inn, located at 323 2nd Street in Freeport, is the place to stop for refreshingly good times and drink specials during all televised Pittsburgh sporting events. Open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m. The Rainbow features monthly karaoke and an acoustic open stage and is home of the 24-ounce Man Can Special. Call 724-295-0130 today and don't miss out on all the fun at the Rainbow in Freeport.
The Grassroots Show, Sunday nights at 7. Brought to you by Shady Lady Productions on the Rock Station, 97.7.
Welcome back to local music here on Grassroots, the Rock Station 97.7. Don't forget, folks, we're looking for music. If you have a band and you have music, or you are a fan of a band, get us some information. Email us at grassroots@bcrnetwork.com, and we ask if you are in a band. The easiest thing to do is MP3 us or send it to 252 Pillow Street in Butler. But get us some information, too. We have been very pleasantly receiving a lot of information of late. But I also have, in the past week, received different things where somebody sent a picture, a name, and a song. Don't have a clue of where they're from. So we need that information so that we can, first of all, talk about you, but also it's local music. So, we played something. What was it? The island of Carpo or something. I remember that.
It was across the pond somewhere.
Indonesia or something.
Malaysia,
that's right.
Where it was.
So, and it was local for them, but, we do try to keep it here in the tri-state area anyway, so.
Yeah, but the more information you send us, the quicker we can get you on. If we have to go digging for it, then it tends to fall through the cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
If you give us a YouTube link, we can check it out, but there's not much we can do with it. We're a radio show, so.
That's right. So get us what you can and help us out. Help us help you. That's what we're here for. This segment is brought to you by Peter B's, the Big Red Barn, where they have all kinds of activity going on, and from comedy nights on Wednesdays and some good activity coming up each weekend, too. You've got some great shows coming up.
Yeah, we got a great band from Chicago coming in this Thursday, in fact, Jet W. Lee, so it's a free show. Stop on out and check it out. There's some great music.
Of course, heard that in the first segment. We're going to hear another song from Jet W. before the show's done, too.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Very cool. We heard so far Untitled Blues and Breakthrough from the Options. They're a local group from the North Hills and Pittsburgh area and have a new album out called All Right. We're going to find out about that. But first of all, gang, by the way, I should mention again, we are with Jake and Zach Leah, Shannon Drew, and Matt Bauman, and of course, the head honcho, the manager, the stagehand, I guess, maybe, Chris Leah as well. And Chris, I do have to ask you, though, I did see on the album that you appeared in different forms, including bird calls. Well, tell us about that.
That was their idea. They let me, they said they would give me credit. I did a little hand drum work and some bird calls on one of the songs. I think
These lines.
There's a lot of overdubbing of some odd noises, and I got to go in there, and I was the only one that could make a dove call.
Oh, cool. Nice.
It's on there.
Cool. So we'll be listening to that. In fact, that song will be the next one we play here, so keep an ear out for Chris doing the bird calls. Love it. Well, I happened to find, came across you guys because you'd won a local competition. Tell us about that. I think I must have spotted it on your Facebook page or something I came across.
It was the high school rock challenge down in the kind of south side of Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. It started out kind of in like a preliminary competition where it was at the Smiling Moose, and it was like us and like 5 other bands, and we got up there. It was like this cramped stage. Like went through all the songs, and I guess they liked us enough to
we were one of 3 bands that got to move on after that first gig.
Okay, and did they go to different locations, or was it all at the Smiling Moose?
The second one, the finals, was the Diesel Club,
cool.
also in the South Side. And I mean, it's a lot different from the Smiling Moose. Like the Smiling Moose, it was like in basically like an attic in the top thing with a stage, and then you go to Diesel, and it's like this open area with like this awesome sound system, awesome kind of lights going along with it, and it was just like this really cool setting.
Yeah, so it actually gave you kind of major stage presence in a sense. Yeah, that's cool. And so you ended up winning the thing.
That was a shock. There were some really, really solid bands there.
And these were all high school level bands?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there were. Some were. At least one kid had to be in high school, but several of them were college.
Some said they were in high school, but
You knew they were older.
Sounds like an Olympic scandal already.
When they came out with gray hair. Right? That's cool, though. So what did you get out of that?
We
Outside of a pat in the back and nice job. You know?
studio time at Audible Images, where we recorded our album.
Okay.
A two-city mini tour,
which we have yet to embark on. That hasn't happened yet. And then
I think we're supposed to get like a band website or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they got, and you got studio time at Audible Images. This was done through Sardonyx Productions. So I've been in contact with Mike. He's the guy running it, and he's getting it. We got like a photo package and studio time and a mini tour type of thing.
Very cool. Do you guys have a website, Facebook page? Do you use social media at all?
Yeah, they use we have Facebook.com, The Options Band.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can follow them at The Options Band on Twitter. And
There's YouTube.
There's links to YouTube on the Facebook.
But yeah, our Facebook that's our main site.
it's basically just The Options, Facebook.com, The Options Band.
I was very impressed with your stage image because I did see a clip of you performing, right? And that's what kind of came across. I was like, wow, we said to Utah, I said, I don't think we've had a high school group in here yet. We've been talking to all kind of different genres from, Frank Zuri last week, who was, began in the 60s, on up through. But, I thought, wow, it'd be kind of fun to talk about this. And then lo and behold, I started looking into the album and you guys sent us a copy of the album. And here we find out that not only did you have the opportunity to do the album because you won the contest, but you are helping out a cause through the sale of the album. Explain that to us.
We'll let Shannon, because it kind of started with her.
Okay. Is it your idea, Shannon?
well, I wouldn't say that, but a good friend of mine, he has Asperger's, so
Okay.
his mom sent him to the camp,
Joey Travolta film camp, yeah.
film camp, and there she met, I forget who it was.
Carolyn Harris.
Yeah.
The director.
The camp director.
The director,
Yeah.
and she said that a good friend of ours is in a band, and
Mine and Jake's cousin has autism, so we're familiar with it and looking to help any way we can.
When we were in our first band back when we were on elementary school, we had recorded in our basement a very crude album of songs that fifth graders would write, but we sold that at our schools, and we donated the money we made from that, which was like $684 or something, to Autism Speaks, because the autism research really hits close to home because of our cousins. So donating wasn't new to us, but we did switch charities.
So then Shannon's friend who went there just had a total blast. It was one of the best times of his life. So the director she liked us, and we wanted to help out. We thought it was a really cool cause,
we jumped on
something
board immediately.
different. And
We actually created a video that's on their YouTube link. The song on the album here, the video is of their cousin, his artwork, Tony. He's autistic, and we did a video, and then Shannon's mom showed it to the director of the film camp. She liked it and contacted me, and then I started working with her, and it just seemed more personable. These guys wanted to donate, and Autism Speaks is a great organization. This was a little more personal. It's local, and it just sort of fell in our laps, and it ended up being really good.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So you're actually, through the sale of your CD called All Right, is actually going to benefit a scholarship. You're trying to actually send somebody to this camp, right?
Yes.
we're just about $200 away from reaching that goal of one scholarship. So
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And I should mention, too, the song here that you mentioned is the one song on the album that both Jake and Matt, you guys wrote together.
Yes.
So a collaboration, the first of?
That song actually has kind of like a funny story to it. We thought we were done with the album at this time. We already started recording. All the other songs had kind of the click tracks already down. We thought we have all the songs picked out. Then it was New Year's Eve around, I guess it was after New Year's Eve, New Year's Day around like 2 a.m. I was hanging out at his house after a party, and we started kind of like doodling around on the guitar and like came up with like lines and stuff, and the song came together like really quickly, and we thought it was like awesome.
We got it all done in like 2 hours.
Wow.
And ironically, on the recording, neither of us actually play anything. It's because it's mainly acoustic songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the writing was like enough set, basically. Yeah.
It's like it came from somewhere else. It was real quick.
Now, how about the album title? I know you have a song, "I'm All Right." Is that kind of where the idea for the album title came from?
More or less. I had written that song first, and then this just a conversation that Matt and I had, or have had, numerous times. That like, "all right" is sort of like just the coolest word you can use to describe like a good situation, like, or at least in like a song, because no one wants to hear like everything's going to be like great all the time, and no one also wants to hear like everything's going to be terrible all the time. But when you say like everything's going to be all right, that sort of like gives you this this feeling that
everything is going to be all right.
Yeah, everything's it might not be the best, but it's gonna
it gives you lots of words to rhyme with too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Spoken from a musician's point of view, right there. Good stuff. So, where can they get it? How can they? If you're $200 away, folks, we're putting a Grassroots challenge out there for you to help out the scholarship funding. How do they get a copy of the CD?
We are on iTunes. We have Bandcamp, and I think there's links to all of these from our Facebook.
Okay.
And then, if you come to one of our shows, we're always selling merch, so we'll have the physical CDs there.
I'll leave some here, too.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll leave some here. Stop by the station.
All right, sounds good. And you guys have so you have T-shirts and everything. You guys full scale, ready to hit the road.
Oh yeah.
So tell us where people can see you when you're out on the road. I guess you're going to be playing Jurgles pretty soon.
Yeah, they have actually their next gig. We're going up to Erie to do the Phase Cookie Show. I think it's WERG FM 90.5. They're doing a live show up there. It's going to be on the air. They're going to do an acoustic show.
Cool.
They're doing in April. April is Autism Awareness Month, so they were asked to play Jurgles. They had their CD release party, Jurgles, and they're going to do a show at Jurgles opening for Matty Georgie and the Elliots. And it's April 18th, Thursday night. I think the options are going on at 7 o'clock at Jurgles. And then we have something lined up at the Southside Works Summer Concert Series on June 1st down at the Southside Works in Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
So we're just starting to get our summer schedule put together, but those are the three that we have lined up right now.
Okay. Yeah, because we got this thing called school, too, we have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Do you have, where do you see this taking you? I mean, is this something that, is furthering education going to sidetrack the band? Or where do you imagine the options going?
You guys talk about it.
It's all optional at this point.
It's all optional. It'll be all right.
At the moment, we're sort of just playing it by ear because Matt and I were seniors. We're going. I am going to Duquesne School of Music, so I'll be local. I don't really know if you've committed to anything yet.
No, I haven't committed anything yet. I'm looking at like Ithaca, which is up in New York, but then Point Park. Is also kind of in my sights too, which is local.
Right. So Point Park happens, and the band still can happen.
I mean, I don't think that like college would break up the band, but it is gonna. We're not gonna be able to be playing as much.
Right, slow it down a little bit. So,
so that's why we're trying to do as much as we can now.
Yeah, sure. And this summer will be a big time for you.
Yeah, so. We'd like to, with the studio time we won from the Diesel show, we'd like to record a, maybe like 4-song EP before summer ends.
Very cool. But you're having a good time, all four of you playing together and just jamming around. Well, that's fantastic. So, hey, folks, April 18th, an opportunity for you to get on and help the cause right there, and we certainly hope you hit that goal very, very soon. Again, the band is The Options, and you mentioned your website again.
It would just be Facebook.com/theoptionsband.
Okay, so hop onto Facebook, and that's how I found them. And here we are today talking about the CD. It's All Right is the name of the CD. And again, you can help out autism awareness by being a part of it. And we're going to do these lines. Tell us about that song, if you would.
This song came from like just a kind of funky bass riff. We would just kind of, whenever there'd be like a pause in our practice, being kind of annoying as I am during practices, I would just start kind of like playing this riff, doodling, kind of like playing around on the bass. And eventually I had the idea, well, I mean, the riff is catchy enough, why not try to get like a full song out of it? So I started writing the song like in like 2010, and like it went through like 800 different drafts until I was like satisfied with the lyrics. But it turned out pretty good. It had this kind of breakdown in the center of the song, so it was just going to be like it kind of all cuts out then slowly builds back up with just the instruments that we have. But Zach is actually the one that kind of came up with the idea to get like some weird effects, weird sound effects, kind of like Sympathy for the Devil-esque kind of things going on. So we like that, and when we went to the studio, we like really emphasized that.
The bird calls.
Yeah, we had like bird calls.
The coo. I can hear it. Rolling Stones, right?
Really like different drum tracks, like all this stuff, all building back up to kind of like the climax at the end. Yeah.
Nice, good stuff. Shannon Drew, nice to meet you, Shannon.
Nice to meet you too.
Best of luck in the future, Jake and Zach Leah. Both you guys. Matt Bauman, thanks. And Chris, thank you for making this happen. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Getting them up here, and we wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you have a great future. A salute to you for doing what you're doing, too. You're having fun playing as a band, but you're doing something very special to help out a local cause. And listeners out there, we hope you'll get behind that cause. Let's help that scholarship and get somebody off to the Joey Travolta camp. But great to meet you guys. And we're going to play these lines from The Options.
Nice meeting you.
On the Rock Station.
Too late to change. Do you remember back in December when we thought we would stay the same? Just to laugh along with the laugh tracks, I'm sure that you'd make joy. When you looked up